and welcome to another Auntie Lisa show. What shall we do a story about today? Okie dokie. Oop. Here's my silver bag. What's inside? It's a new entry. It's Balthazar, Brat. Master criminal. And Batman. Nice. Get to see my Batman voice. Red bag. We have Owen and Andy and look, Aleksander, Aunty, and Kristoffer. Fab. And wait. Random things. It's only got one thing left in it, which is X-ray vision, which means you can see through stuff, which is very handy. Or at least would be if I had it, which I don't. Places. Okay. The park. Big breath. One day, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer, shocker, decided to go to the park. In fact, it was a super cool park because at this park, all of the things were dinosaur themed. So they had a slide that was in the shape of a dinosaur, and they had swings that were made to look like you were flying on the back of a pteranodon when you were on the swings. That would be so cool. They should definitely do that. And they had one of those spider web swings that it looked like it was hanging out of the mouth of a T-Rex, like you were just like dangling from his jaw like this. It was a super cool park, and it had been made in association with such experts in dinosaurs as Owen from Jurassic World and Andy from the Natural History Museum. So today was the grand opening of this very special dinosaur playground park thing. So no real life dinosaurs there, just a playground where everything was dinosaur themed. Even they also sold dinosaur ice creams at this park. It was very cool. So it was a very special day at the dinosaur themed park. And Owen and Andy were there, and loads of other people were there, and it was a super cool day because they had a big ribbon and all the TV cameras were there and all the press were there, and Owen and Andy, who'd helped set up the dinosaur themed playground park thing, had to make a speech. And so they were stood up on the stage, and they were just starting their speech and getting ready to officially open the park so that everybody could play, when all of a sudden, who do you suppose turned up to ruin it all? I will tell you. Balthazar Brat. And he turned up with his bubble gum gun. And he went and bubble gum, big ginormous bubble of bubble gum, went round Andy and Owen, and they were on there, and they went, "What? Oh no!" And Balthazar Brat went, "Ha ha ha! Nobody should be opening a playground without me, because I am the super coolest child star that ever there was. Didn't you see my TV show from when I was a kid? Come on, guys. You two shouldn't be opening a playground. That's my job. And he went to take the ginormous scissors that were cutting the ribbon. But as he did so, he popped the bubble that Andy and Owen were in. And Andy and Owen got covered in bubblegum. And the bubblegum splattered everywhere over everybody in the audience and all the TV cameras and everything. And then everyone started running after Balthazar Brat, who very sensibly put the scissors down before running away. He was going, I'm going to stop this playground. I can't believe you made it without me. I should be the person on the pictures, not you two. You two are so uncool, Owen and Andy. Well, Aunty, Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer, of course, had seen all of this. And they spotted Balthazar Brat running away towards the beach. And they chased after him. And they went, hey, stop right there, Balthazar. You can't ruin our playground. And he went, I already have. Ha, ha, ha. And he blew up a big bubblegum balloon, which engulfed him, which went all round him. And he bubbled off into the distance. Well, Aleksander, Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa were extremely annoyed because Balthazar had escaped. They thought, oh, fine. And they went back to the playground because it would have been unsafe to try and swim off and catch him. So they went back and they found everybody at the playground with the dinosaur theme. It was all covered in bubblegum. All the people were covered in bubblegum. Everyone had bubblegum in their hair. They were trying to pull it out, but it was just not happening. And Andy and Owen had bubblegum all in their hair and all over their clothes. And all of the playground equipment was covered in bubblegum. And none of the swings would move. They didn't swing anymore. And worse, almost, was that the slide was so covered in bubblegum that if you sat at the top of it, you'd just stick there. And it was just ruined. And everyone said, ugh, we hate that Balthazar Brat. If only we could defeat him and he would stop ruining lovely things like our amazing new dinosaur-themed playground. And everyone thought to themselves, right, what can we do? Well, what indeed could they do? Owen and Andy covered in bubblegum. Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa all had bubblegum in their hair as well. And they went, you know what? I think we all need to go and get de-stickied. So, Aunty Lisa, Aleksander and Kristoffer said, hey, Owen and Andy, would you guys like to come round to Aleksander and Kristoffer's house and we'll see if Mummy and Papa can do anything about all this bubblegum in our hair? And Owen and Andy said, yes, please, that would be great. And then we've got to get that Balthazar Brat, okay? And everyone said, yeah, it's a great idea. So, they all went back to Aleksander and Kristoffer's house, where Mummy very cleverly found lots of ice cubes and froze, that's the trick with bubblegum, apparently, froze the bubblegum that was stuck in their hair and made it crack. And they got the bubblegum out of their hair. And then they took turns to have baths and showers to get the rest of it off. They're like, okay, whew, we are de-bubble-gummed. They still smelt a bit of bubblegum. That was okay. They thought, right, we need to hatch a plan to get this guy. Because we want to open our brilliant playground so that all the children can have the best time ever at the playground. So they sat down with a nice cup of tea and had a think. And they thought, who do we know who's good at fighting crime? They had a bigger think. And they said, Batman. He's the ultimate fighter of crime. Yes. So, Aleksander and Kristoffer called up Batman on their iPad. And they said, hey, Batman. And Batman said, hey, how you doing? And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, "Oh, well, not that great, actually." And Batman said, "What's happening? You can tell me. I'm Batman." And Aleksander and Kristoffer said, "Well, we were supposed to be opening the amazing new dinosaur playground today with Aunty and Owen. But then Balthazar Brat came and he splattered bubblegum over everything. And now none of the swings swing anymore. And the slide is too sticky to slide down. And we've just spent 3 hours getting bubblegum out of our hair." And Batman went, "That is a very serious problem. You need my help, I see." And everyone went, "We need your help, Batman. Will you come and help us?" Batman went, "Of course I will. I'm Batman." So, with that, Batman jumped in his super cool Batmobile and zoomed as fast as was safe to do so and legal, because it wasn't an emergency as such, zoomed down to Aleksander and Kristoffer's house. And he knocked on the door. He said, "I'm Batman." And everyone went, "We know, we can see you." And Batman went, "Okay, good." So, they had a big old chat about what they were going to do about Balthazar Brat. And they hatched a plan. Like this. And they said, "Right, we are going to need to catch him and put him in jail. Or, at least make sure he faces justice for what he did to the playground." And they went, No. Does anyone know where he lives? And everyone thought, "I don't think I know where he lives. If only we had X-ray vision and we could look in all the houses and then we'd be able to see where he is. That would be super cool." And so, Batman said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've got X-ray vision goggles. What we'll do is we'll take the Batmobile and we'll drive round and we'll find out where he lives." And everyone thought that was a super idea and also lots of fun and definitely not an invasion of privacy that could warrant an arrest later on down the line. So they all climbed in the Batmobile and the Batman had quite a few pairs of X-ray vision goggles. So they used the X-ray vision goggles to look inside all the houses. And, wow, they saw everybody doing their cooking and watching TV. And literally that's all anyone was doing. It was very, very boring. And then they came to a house that was just a teeny tiny bit bigger than the other houses. And they thought, "That's funny. This house is just that teeny tiny bit bigger. And they've got fancy pants gates that don't really seem necessary in this neighbourhood. I wonder." And they put their X-ray vision goggles on. And they looked. And they saw a middle-aged couple just doing the dishes. And then, in the next room, they looked, and there was Balthazar Brat, watching TV and chewing bubblegum. And they went, "Hang on a minute. Isn't Balthazar Brat a grown-up?" "Oh, no, Balthazar Brat. You still live with your mum and dad." Oh, my God. He really hasn't moved on. Well, this is a classic problem of people who just, want to be a kid forever. He still lived with his mummy and daddy. And worse than that, he was making them do all the dishes and all the cooking and all the cleaning and all the laundry and everything, just like he was a little kid. But he was like 30 at least. And everyone went, "What a word that I just don't know what word to say. What a banana head he is. God. Well, I think we know where he is now. All we've got to do is set a little trap to catch that Balthazar brat. What won't he be able to resist? We can't open the playground yet. Maybe we could open something else and then see if he comes along to ruin it, and then we can trap him. Because we can't just go knocking on his door and then try and catch him because he's in his house and we're not the police. So they said, okay. So they set it all up. They decided to pretend with a good friend of theirs who owns a jewellery store that they were opening up a new range of high-end jewellery with massive diamonds in it. They said he will not be able to resist coming down to this new jewellery store because of all the diamonds and also the opportunity to be there to cut the ribbon and be on television, because there's nothing he loves more than being on television. So they advertised it all on Facebook and all over the place that they were opening up a brand new jewellery store, or a section of the jewellery store. And they invited some of their friends who happened to be newspaper people. And they invited Chad, who is a police officer, just in case a crime was committed and they could arrest him. So, the next day, or when the day was ready to happen, they all went down there. And Aleksander, Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and Owen and Andy hid round the back of the jewellery store because Balthazar Brat would definitely suspect something was up. But they used their x-ray goggles to keep an eye on what was going on, because they hadn't thought to use the CCTV, which Aunty Lisa later pointed out. Anyway, so they watched with their x-ray goggles. And so everything began quite calmly. The owner of the jewellery store was there giving a little speech about how excited he was to have the world's biggest selection of diamond jewellery with massive diamonds and gems and rubies and things, and how he was really excited to be able to cut the ribbon and open up the new bit of his jewellery store, when suddenly a big enormous bubblegum balloon burst through the door, and behind it came Balthazar Brat, and he went, "I'll have those scissors," chunk, and then he grabbed loads of the jewellery and he went, "Ah, ah, ah, I got all the jewellery," and then went ding, 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 and he carried on singing and dancing, and everyone there was just like, it was really awkward because he thought it was really cool. But as he tried to make his escape, he was foiled because a big grill, like metal grill, came down in front of the door, because a lot of jewellery stores have these to stop criminals. And it was a big metal doorway, like a prison door, went clunk, and everyone inside was trapped. And Balthazar Brat went, "Uh-oh, have I been a bad boy?" And everyone went, "Balthazar, that's such a... stop saying that every time you do something wrong." And Balthazar went, "Whatever, anyway. Whatever, I'm Balthazar Brat and I'm going to get out of here. You can't do anything about it." And he grabbed the jewellery and he tried to get out of the window. Just as he did that, Chad came out. And Chad went, "Actually, Balthazar, we can do something about that, because I am a police officer and you are under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be taken down in evidence." Ha! And Balthazar went, "I'm going to get my mum and dad on you." And then Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa and Owen and Andy came and went, "Right! You need to be nicer to your mum and dad. Seriously, Balthazar, start doing some chores around the house." Anyway, and Balthazar went, "Yeah, whatever." Then the police van came up and Chad loaded him into the police van. Now, they still had a big problem, which was the park was still ruined with all the bubble gum all over it. But they had a cunning plan. Balthazar Brat had been caught by the police, and the police took him to court, and the people in the court said, what you have to do, we're not going to put you in prison, Balthazar. We are going to give you community service. And Balthazar went, no! Because community service meant he had to work really, really hard to help other people, which is the opposite of what Balthazar Brat really likes doing. And they said, as a side note, Balthazar, your mummy and daddy are not allowed to do your laundry anymore, and you have to do theirs, and the cooking and the cleaning for the next 10 years. And Balthazar went, no, but I'm only a little boy. And everyone went, you're not a little boy, you're a grown man, and it's time you behave like it. So they made him wear a really stripy outfit, which was really unstylish, with no shoulder pads. And they gave him a little scraper and some bubblegum freezing spray. And they made him clean the entire dinosaur themed playground. And it took him ages, and loads of kids kept coming up and pointing and laughing at him. And he was utterly miserable, which almost made people feel bad for him. But then they remembered he ruined the playground, and he deserved what he got on this occasion. And hopefully it would make him a better person. So, once all of the playground was cleaned up, finally they could have the opening again. And they made Balthazar Brat watch from a safe distance in the police van. And Owen and Andy stood on the stage with Aleksander and Kristoffer and Aunty Lisa beside them, and opened the playground to all the children. And everyone spent hours and hours and hours and hours playing on the cool dinosaur-themed swings and slides and other fun things. And then they had dinosaur-themed ice creams. And it was the best playground ever. And Batman was there too, and he was really pleased. And that is the end of the story. Love you. Bye-bye.